Hi guys. So a lot of people ask me for my warm-up routine for front lever and like in general. So I just decided spontaneously to do a YouTube video about it. I hope you enjoy it and I hope it brings something to you. So straight to the point. My warm-up is simply split in two parts. One part is a non-specific warm-up for your joints. I start from the top and go all the way to the bottom, like neck, then shoulder, then elbow, then hand joint. Then I warm up my legs too, and then after that is where my specific front lever or planche warm up starts, and I try to imitate the moves that I'm gonna be doing in this workout. For example, with bend, I put a bend exactly like I would pull myself to do a front lever pull up or something like that. For planche, I would do for example pushing with the bend or straight arm pushes with the bend. I'm gonna demonstrate in a minute. So to sum it up, my warm-up is about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm gonna film it and I'm gonna show it to you, and in my opinion, if you're not warming up for at least 20 minutes, you're not warming up enough. And what is warm-up good for? What is like the most important thing in my opinion is to prevent injuries, because injuries can be a huge setback in your physical and mental state of your workout. And the second most important thing is they prepare you for the elements that you're gonna perform in the day, so they boost your performance. They're like the warm-up is like natural pre-workout. If your body is ready for the workout and if your mind is ready for the workout, we will most likely perform more correctly and better in general. So yeah, the park is empty as you see, and I'm just gonna start filming the warm-up. Good, as I said, I start with my neck and I go all the way down to and I go through all my joints. So neck, shoulders, elbows, hands, spine, and then really important is to warm up your thighs and to warm up your knees as well. Like a lot of people underestimate leg warm up when you're doing front or planche, but legs play a huge part in the movement. So when you're doing your warm up and you're doing those kind of movements, try to involve every muscle you can think of and try to be as flexed as possible at all times. Try to stretch out your arms, not necessarily your hands. You can keep them tight so you can warm up your forearms the whole time. So we start narrow, then you go a bit brighter. I always do this kind of warm up with hollow first, like that. I try to move my hands simultaneously. Then I protract, like I'm not in a hollow back and protracted position anymore, I'm in a retracted position. I try to stretch out my hands as wide as possible away from my body. It's not obligatory that anybody does the same as me. You can think of your own warm-up routine. You can skip some exercises that you don't like. You can add some extra exercises if you like them. But I'm really happy with my warm-up routine, and I can definitely recommend it to you guys. So now we go on with the elbow. Then you stretch out your hands, your arms, and you do your hand warm-up and joint warm-up. Even when you're doing front lever, you have to think of how the pressure that you put on your joints, even with false grip. One more thing, people are sometimes saying, okay, I'm doing front lever today, I don't need to warm up my planche. But everybody knows the urge sometimes to just want to do a random planche in the middle of the workout, and in my opinion it's better to warm up everything and to do both of your specific warm-ups, because this way you're not risking any injury if you just randomly decide to try a planche. Then lean back, you do the same thing. And then moving forward, and you do the same thing. And we go over to the legs. The important topic of warm-up is stretching. I don't think stretching is necessary when you warm up for statics, unless you're probably doing handstand, because handstand sometimes requires more mobility from the shoulders, or unless you're doing stuff like Manna or V-seat, then it could be good to stretch. Okay, so as I promised, we keep going with the bands and with the muscle specific warm-up. For this you need a pretty light band, but also not too light. My band is that thick, so you can probably decide how thick you can compare to it, and you can decide how thick of a band you need. But for this part, you take the band and you put it around the level of your elbow. I start by warming up my rotator cuff, and then I keep going with the specific exercises. I do like 5-6 reps of each thing, no more, no less. And then I do it both simultaneously on both sides. Take an extra step and start pulling with straight arm towards your leg. That's a great latissimus warm up. You can feel your latissimus doing work when you're doing this. At least you should be feeling it. And you face the bar and you start pulling backwards with straight arms. A very important thing is to breathe when doing this, because warm-up not only warms up your muscles literally, but also prepares you for your training. And when you start breathing correctly during the warm-up, you will most certainly keep on breathing correctly during your workout. And we do the same thing. You lean a bit backwards, like me, and then you start pulling with bent arm this time. I try to rotate my wrist while pulling from pronation to supination. Okay, next we warm up our biceps. You pull towards your face, at the top of your face. That's enough. Then I will turn my back on you. My left shoulder will be facing the bar, and I will be pulling the band to the side, like this. Okay. Then you turn your back to the bar. Your arms should be straight. You step an extra step, and then you start pulling away from the bar with straight arms, while simultaneously changing your grip every time, changing your hand position from neutral to pronated to supinated. And you just stay in this position and you start pulling with your biceps as if you're doing Hefesto. At this point, my shoulder is already burning. You should feel the burn too. I also like doing this exercise. You pull the band towards yourself and then you start pushing as if you're doing planche push-ups. That's good. That's enough. And then, as a finisher of this arm, I'll try to just do some rotations while pulling the band simultaneously. Okay, then we repeat that with the other hand. I try to keep protracted. I try to stay protracted while doing the warm-up for planche, and retracted while doing the warm-up for front lever. It started burning my left arm. It means I'm doing work. And then I pretty much try to repeat this with both of my arms simultaneously. Like, not everything can be repeated, but I do the bent arm pulse, then I'm doing the straight arm pulse, I try to go wider, do some holds maybe, then I turn around. And then the last exercise you do with the band is pretty much some simple rotations. Okay. After this, you should be almost ready with your warm-up. Since I'm doing front lever today, I will do some tuck front lever pull-ups to start with, to end the warm-up and start going into the front lever workout. If I were doing planche, I would do some planche leans, I would do a tuck planche. And then when you're done with it, you just do a light first set, like a real set, but you don't give your max, you give like 50% of your power. And then, and only then, you're actually warm. And you're actually ready to start the workout safely. And after that, I just go full rage mode. Okay, I'm gonna do the promised front lever 30 pulls. And then I'm gonna start with the workout. As I said, after this I'm gonna do an easier front lever set, and I'll actually start with the real workout. I will be doing probably max pull-ups today. I'll be aiming for 10 front lever pull-ups, and yeah, you'll probably see the results on YouTube in some time, a few weeks from now. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this helped, and yeah, thank you. And maybe some extra grip tips. I'm using grip tape, but you just need leukoplast from the pharmacy. It's much cheaper, you don't need to buy actually. And I'm also using Magnestar. It's a Bulgarian chalk brand. Sadly that was in the rain, so it fucked up. It's thicker, but it's still pretty good.